Hi, loves. Welcome to this discussion that we're going to have today on working with the sacred masculine to create some movement and actually create some results in our sacred businesses. So, I'm not sure what's happening now, but if my voice is not matching up to the movements in my mouth, just hang on for like 5 or 10 seconds because I've noticed usually with these Facebook Lives that it kind of is like a little funky at first and it works itself out pretty quickly. So I'm really excited to chat today. This topic is like so near and dear to my heart. I'm always thinking about this. So this idea is, okay, we have our sacred businesses. We feel like, or we want to have our sacred businesses. We want to be coaches, healers. Amanda says, hello, or sacred freelance work. Yep, sacred freelance work for sure. However you want to describe what your vision is. So right now for you, if I'm speaking to you right now with the kind of assumption or the knowingness that you've had a spiritual awakening, or you've had like a wellness awakening, or whatever you want to call it, and your life has been changed by that, and now you feel the calling to share your wisdom, share your work, share some of the juice that has made a difference in your life. So some of you might just be at that space where you're like, okay, I feel this, I'm excited about moving forward, but I don't really know how. And some of you might already be in the process of creating your businesses or have already created something. And wherever you're at, you're probably feeling like, okay, how can I actually move forwards with this in a way that is actually like a business? Like I'm actually generating an income for my work, and I'm feeling pretty dialed with how this works. So if that's where you're at, then this is for you. I just want to be clear for who this is for as we begin. So what I have noticed is that in this world of entrepreneurialism, let's call it, especially with spiritual entrepreneurs, I see one of two things a lot of the time. So there's this camp where it's like very divine feminine, let's say, and very spiritual. So these two kind of frameworks that I'm describing, you might actually fit into both of them at different times in your life. You might identify with one, but let's go through them. So one of them is like, with that really heavy divine feminine energy, it can be a little bit like airy fairy. Like, oh, I just love the divine, and I'm just gonna share these, the wisdom, and everything's just going to come. I'm just going to trust the income's coming. It's coming. It's no problem. Goddess has got me. I don't even really feel like working today, actually. I'm just going to go, not work, not do anything, Just trust. I'm just trusting. And I'm just going to let it all show up. Okay. So that would be kind of the energy. I'm just trying to exaggerate that energy, but of like really divine feminine energy that's not really rooted in that sacred masculine, grounded, moving forward. And then we also have this energy of, oh, let's hustle, let's go get it, let's create these businesses, let's get those clients, let's hit those 6 figures, and it's like really, whoa, it's like overly masculine, right? Like very hustle, very all about the external actions, very about the future, the goal, and just constantly working for that. And so what I've realized in my time is where the sweet spot is, not just for our businesses, but really for our lives in general, is where the sacred masculine and the divine feminine mix. And so I want you to just take a moment to reflect, where am I at? Which of those, sound more like me? Probably for this discussion in the Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, if you're veering towards one side or the other, it's probably the divine feminine side, knowing a lot of the women in this group, but it might be the sacred, the masculine, not overly masculine. So just take a moment, okay, where am I at? And what we want to do is we want to really feel into how we can work with both of these energies to help us move forward. So that divine feminine energy for me is a lot more internal. And so when we start our businesses and when we're constantly working with our, our sacred work, this idea of constantly tuning in and constantly coming from an inward place is really, really important. So before you go to your computer or before you go, to work in the morning or whatever it is, we're tuning in and we're saying, what does my soul want today? How does my soul want to express itself today? And we're also tuning into what we already are. We already are abundance. We already are love. We already are excitement. Everything that we are wanting to attract, we already are. So the idea of chilling with the divine feminine is actually doing the inner work to realize that we're already there and to vibrate it. So if I'm feeling I am abundance, I start in the morning, I am abundance, I am love, I am grateful for today. I'm going to allow the divine to pour through me. I'm going to allow my sacred work to come through me. And we pillar in that. And then we're setting ourselves up with their true energetic foundation to go out in the world and to make waves. So let's see what Annette is saying. Annette says, hello from Oregon, very new and learning how to bring in my spiritual gifts. Blessed for your words and wisdom. Thank you for joining us. Excited. You're at the start, so that's perfect. Amanda says, I've been more feminine with masculine side being made. Okay, so just kind of checking into where you're at. Good. So coming back to that, so sitting with the divine feminine, because here's the thing. If you go to that computer, if you go to wherever your work is, and you're not tuned into this inner space of abundance and self-worth, whatever you put out in the world is going to resonate with a lack of self-worth. Whatever you put out in the world is going to maybe resonate with, I need you, please validate me. I'm not enough. I want to be enough. So when you put your social media graphics out or your stories or your videos out in the world, if we're not coming from that centered space that the divine feminine helps us to connect with, then it doesn't really matter if we follow the strategies that we've seen on the internet or that so-and-so used. It'll flop because we're not grounded in that place first. So we really want to be grounded as best as we can into a place of abundance and self-worth before we go share our messages. Because the thing is, when we look outside of ourselves and say, well, if I just put this video up and if people like it or comment on it or I get a client, then I'm going to validate myself. That means I'm worthy and I'm doing the right thing. Then we're asking, hey, can I get from you? I want to get. And people can feel that, and there's so much of that these days that it's an instant like, okay, stop it, I'm not interested. So really coming from that idea of like, I'm already full, the divine feminine teaches, the goddess teaches, I'm already full. I am abundant. And so now I'm going to go and I'm going to share this juice with you because I'm excited about it and I want to celebrate and create. So this is, the ideal place to be. And obviously we're humans, so we're not always going to be in this place, or we might be like partially in this place. I know for me, I go in and out of this place for sure, but my number one priority, not just because I want my business to kind of grow and to keep helping people, but for my whole life works so much better when I'm connected to my truth, which is I'm worthy of love, I am abundance itself, and I'm connected to all that is. So that's the divine feminine. Okay, Amanda's correcting what she's saying. I've been more feminine with masculine side being mad. Okay, so that's the divine feminine kind of allowing us to pillar in, and how you can get to a more centered space if you're like, oh, I've been doing that. I've been asking people to validate me and, validate me from external places when I go out and share. How you can come back into a deeper center point is definitely through meditation, through walks in nature, through journaling, through ritual, through, maybe ceremonial ritual to love yourself and call that in, maybe self-care, having baths, maybe connecting with girlfriends, laughing, lightening up, practicing chanting your mantras. If you're watching, you're a powerful, intuitive person for sure. So you can figure it out how you need to come back to that space. The important thing is just to realize, okay, when I need to come back into that space. Because if we're on the computers and we're like, okay, I want them to like eat up this message, or I'm putting up the social media thing and I really want it to like fly, but you can check yourself. Am I connected to that space of deep abundance where I know it's all good and I just want to share? Or am I trying to get and I'm feeling kind of like anxious about it? And you can check yourself and say, oh, if I'm feeling anxious and like I really want to get, I'm actually not going to post that right now. And I'm going to sit my ass on the meditation pillow and I'm going to remind myself of who I really am and that I have everything that I need inside of myself. And that's really cool. And then when you feel better, you can go and you can share and have fun like that. Okay, so now let's bring in the sacred masculine, because a lot of us actually do understand this divine feminine principle. We definitely, can practice it a lot and can go really, really deep into this, which is what I'm passionate about, holding space for and also doing myself in my own life. But the sacred masculine is something that maybe is a little underlooked because we have all of these ideas and we have all of these examples of overly masculine hustle, almost shadow masculine, like patriarchal energy. So we're like, ooh, I don't really want to go there. If we're sensitive beings, we're like, I don't really want to like, share my work or promote my work because it feels salesy, it feels icky. I don't really want to do that. And it doesn't have to be like that. The sacred masculine can really share, express, direct, move forward in a really beautiful way when it comes from that divine feminine space of stillness. So when we connect with the divine feminine, here's the thing, okay? When we connect with the divine feminine, we sit in that meditation space, we're going to download ideas. So first we want to really connect with our own self-worth and our abundance. Then naturally, and you can ask for it too, you can ask to download ideas. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? So downloading those ideas, and then from there, the sacred masculine can help you act out on those ideas. What a lot of people do is they come from their mind and they go, oh, like, you know, this seems like it would be a good idea. That sounds like something I should do, and then try to act on that. And there's no like real, like really, you know, juice and energy behind it. So let's talk about the sacred masculine now. So we're sitting in the divine feminine space. We've downloaded our ideas. Okay, we're going to like, okay, I have this great idea for a program, or I just want to share my story, or I want to start a blog, or I want to start doing these kind of sessions. So what we need to check into is actually create a structure around our work. How are you going to share it? You know, how do you make money in your business? Actually get really practical and map it out on a mind map and see, how does my business actually work? And I can help you with this as we go on. So this is kind of a teaser and an intro into what we're going to be talking about in the Divine Feminine in Business 2-week course, which you might have already seen information at. It's at mermaid-moon.com/divine. You can sign up for that. So we're going to be going a lot deeper into this. But coming back to that sacred masculine, like, it was interesting. I've had 2 client sessions in the last week where I really had to encourage my clients to really ground into the sacred masculine energy, because we have this tendency to think, you know, as sensitive souls, and we've seen how money is often being used, that we think anything to do with money, you know, is bad, or I'm going to demonize that energy, or anything around like wanting to make money, that's bad. You know, I shouldn't be wanting to do that. And that's going to hold you back because money is a beautiful energy, and it's an expression of sources of natural abundance, and source wants to support you. So first off, as we're having this sacred masculine discussion, check in with yourself. How do I feel about money? Do I demonize it? Do I want to push it away? Do I think the world would be so much better without money and I just don't even want anything to do with it? Well, if that's the case, then you got to change that quick, or just be happy with living with a lot less money than you secretly want to have. Because, you know, I remember I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, you know, about a couple of years ago, and this woman's maybe 15 years older than me, and she's really attracted a lot of abundance, a beautiful oceanfront home in her life. She was telling me, she's like, you've got to love money if you're going to attract it. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I love money. And she's like, I don't believe you. Like, I didn't feel you at all when you just said that. And I was like, oh shit, she's right. Cause I'm scared of money. I don't really like it. I wish, you know, it would just go away and we could just live in la la happy land. And then when I realized that, I was like, I got to get real, cause I'm a human in planet Earth 2017, and money is how we use, you know, our energy, how we interact, how we exchange, how we buy the things we want, how we go traveling, which is a soul desire of mine, how we buy land, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So I've got to, you know, start to really honor and love money. And this might make some of you uncomfortable, right? But I think it's so valuable to just be able to own and claim, I love money, and I claim that I really want to make a lot of it. I want to, you know, or, you know, a decent amount of it, or, you know, what I need, but really claiming that. And I think a lot of people on the priestess path or in the spirituality are really shy about that. Even I've had my own, you know, judgments for myself as I start to talk about this. I'm like, oh, well, the people in the divine feminine corner or the priestesses be like upset that I'm talking about money. Like, aren't we just supposed to be like, no, like, it's all good. It'll just come to me. I'm supported. We don't even need to talk about money. It's bad to talk about money. You know, I've had these old beliefs kind of come up. So again, check in with yourself. Where am I at? Jojo says, masculine energy builds a structure. Magic words. Yes, yes, yes. Lori Ann says, wow, I've never given myself permission to love money. Yay, such amazing advice. That makes me, I got chills reading that. Yes, and that's like something I really want to bring forward with this new training that I'm offering, Divine Feminine in Business. Sacred masculine meets divine feminine, really honoring our worldly desires is beautiful, and it's time that we start doing that. And that's actually a kind of a divine feminine concept too, really engaging with the earth and getting messy and gritty and loving pleasure and loving the sensuality of life. And money simply opens doors for us to have more, you know, physical pleasure, or, you know, invest in mentors. It's all how you use it. You know, money is so beautiful. It can be so beautiful. So with my money right now, I'm choosing to buy all organic food for myself every month. I'm investing in mentorship and different trainings that are guiding me to come on a deeper path. I have this beautiful home in front of the ocean that I'm so excited that I, you know, pay rent for with money. So you can also just think about like, oh, what does money open doors for me? Money helped me to travel. I spent 9 weeks in Mexico recently. I'm going to an herbal conference, you know, in about a week and a half. Like, it can be really, really exciting. And that's like a huge shift. So now let's talk about some of the structures and the clients that I was working with this week. So the first one, she was like, I won't mention names, but I love these clients so much. And she was like talking about, she's like, you know, I'm not in the best financial space right now, but I trust. I was like, okay, like, what are you working on? What do you have got going on? Like, what are you launching? And she's like, you know, she was launching something for free. There was no price point on anything that she was launching after that. And so she was all just doing this free stuff. But like, I trust, I'm supportive. And I was like, girl, you got to activate your sacred masculine because, you know, you can't be too woo-woo, okay? I love the woo-woo, but you got to ground it into structure and strategy. How are you going to make money in your business, right? You just quit your job, so you need to make money. It's a thing. How are you going to make money in your business? So we mapped it out. It was really fun. It can be really fun. How do I make money? And so she was looking, and actually did this with both of these clients. Her current model was, I'm just working with individual sessions. So I said, okay, how much do you charge for a session? She said, this is what I charge. I said, okay, do you have a monthly figure that you know that you need to make in order to live a comfortable lifestyle? Yeah, here's the figure. I said, okay, let's divide it. So she, in that figure, needed 17 clients to show up every single month for individual sessions just to meet her monthly income. And I said 17 sessions, individual sessions, is not a sustainable goal to reach. You know, you'd need, like, honestly, if I'm being realistic, you'd need a much bigger tribe than you currently have to reach 17 clients every single month. And you'd have to do it all over again the next month, all over again the nenext month. And there's no real security in that, right? And that really, you know, that kind of a business model makes us hustle because we're like, fuck, I got to get these clients in. Like, shit, I'm a, you know, 8 right now. I need like 10 more. Like, oh my God. And then we hustle, and then we're trying to get from people and pull, and that doesn't work either, right? So we talked about the idea of doing packages and programs. So if she did, okay, here's your program, here's the monthly income, or the monthly payment for it, how many clients would you need then? And I think it was something like 7 clients that she would need just at the start, and it would like set her up for the next 3 or 4 months because they're paying monthly. So we just kind of revamped her business plan and her business model. And I have a background in finance, actually. I went to university for finance, so I love business. I actually love the sacred masculine part of this. And so we got her, you know, business model, got clearer on it. So my question for you, do you have your business yet or no? And if you do, what's your business model? If you don't, create one. And then look at it. What's my monthly income that I need? How am I making money? How many clients would I need? Is that a sustainable number for me? Is that something that I feel like I can do? And just get real with yourself. And when you set yourself up with a good business model that works for you, you're going to feel a lot more ease. You know, I know that when I switched to an actual business model that worked for me, I did feel a lot more ease. I could rest and relax because I knew, oh, I have, you know, monthly payments coming through from these clients that I'm obsessed with and love. And so I can work on some other stuff, and I can kind of free my energy up. So Annette says, I totally agree with Lorianne, right? Giving yourselves permission to make money. Okay, so my second client this week that we were talking about the sacred masculine energy, she was saying, oh my God, I've never given myself permission to do that, to actually look, here's my business model, here's how much money I'm making per client, here's how much money I need to make. She's like, I felt like a bad person. Anytime I got my numbers out or I started thinking about money, I felt like a bad person, that I was not being of service. So this is something that I would really like to just like lovingly smack that energy on the head and go, you can be a lot more of service when you're making enough money, right? Like if I'm set up well and I've set myself up well for what I, want to be doing, and I'm making enough money for it, I can have a lot more space and time to serve the peeps, and serving myself too. I want to buy organic food because it makes me feel better, so I can have more energy to share videos like this with you, right? So really start to investigate that, and it's a way that like the machine, I think, kind of keeps us stuck, is like, you have to have money, but here, let's demonize money, so you're actually scared of it and you just want to curse it. That makes no sense. Like, money is a natural expression of abundance, and let's open to it. Super exciting. So that is a little tip for you of something that you can do working with the sacred masculine energy to kind of get clear. So, right, you sit in your divine feminine energy, you realize, I am abundance, I am this abundance. Any abundance that comes from me is just like, yay, awesome expression of my own inner abundance. You sit in the divine feminine energy, you vibrate that, you vibrate within your field. It's not going to work if you're like, oh, I have none, I don't have enough, here's my business model, okay, I need 10 clients, let's go and get them. That's not going to work. That's why we need both, right? Sit in your space of abundance, go, ooh, it feels so great, I'm taken care of either way. Here's this program that I'm offering. You know, I'd love for that many people to sign up, but if not, I trust that I'm supported in lots of other ways. The universe can totally support me in many, many different ways. And I'm sure you've seen that in your life too, where you've had unexpected money come from different angles or this or that. There's so many ways that the universe can support us if we open to it. So, right, it's about sitting in our divine feminine energy, really connecting on a deeper level in that way. And vibrating with receptivity, being, and then downloading ideas, downloading guidance from that sweet spot. Then those are the ideas that we follow through on. Okay, so you just got an idea for a program, create the program. Now, bring in your sacred masculine. Sorry, I just got these new headphones and they're just like incredibly annoying, but that's okay. I'm going to pull this a little closer to me. Actually, I don't know if that works. No. Okay, so yeah, create the program. Sorry for the little bouncy and the pause here. Create the program and then take a good look from your sacred masculine. How does this work? How am I making money? And what's the strategy behind this that I'm gonna, lovingly get to create? So Colette says, I love your perspectives. I definitely need to reevaluate my relationship with money. Yay, yay, yay. So exciting. Jojo says, I love the sacred masculine part of business. Have always had big resistance to this. Yeah, and I think, the people in this tribe, we're probably more of the divine feminine kind of energy, the natural divine feminine, peeps. So, for me, I realized a fear of mine when connecting with the sacred masculine, that if I connected with the sacred masculine, he would overtake my energy and he would just, bowl everything over. As patriarchy does, as the shadow masculine does. The shadow masculine is all about competition, staying on top, and completely dominating everything. Well, we're not working with the shadow masculine or patriarchy. We're working with the sacred masculine who really honors the divine feminine and really loves that harmonious balance to be together. Amanda says, my headphones can be annoying too. Yeah, they're just really grateful for the microphone, let's put it that way. So I wanted to share before we tie up and share a couple things. So one of them is, if you want more of this, if you're like, ooh, I'm resonating with this, then you gotta go to mermaid-moon.com/divine. I'll put the link below and in the title after I'm done recording this video, because we have a free 2-week course that is totally about the divine feminine and the sacred masculine merging to create an amazing business that's of super integrity to you and helps you to stay in your truth while bringing in an income. And so we're going to do a live workshop at the start, June 7th. Then, and if you're getting this, past June 7th, if you're watching this, it is recorded and replayed for you. Don't worry about it. And then we have 7 interviews with 7 different priestesses who are they're bringing in a great income for their work in the world. But more than that, they're just doing their soul work and they love it and they feel connected and authentic. So we're going to talk to them about how they've done that. And at the end, we're going to have a second workshop with the sacred masculine and really get into the strategy. So, go to mermaid-moon.com/divine to get that course, because there's so much goodness in there. I've been working on this for like 6 months. Karen says, can't wait for the course to start. Yay! So, okay, so that was one share. The last share I want to bring forward is, I had a vision last night. And in this vision, I saw a man and a woman standing close together, and I saw the woman, her third chakra open and connected to the man's third chakra in a state of need, in a state of codependency. This vision was talking about how the men and women on a collective level have functioned for the last couple of thousand years, where the feminine was so denied that the feminine needed the man for money, safety, and security. And she was looking outside of herself to get that. And it was this really kind of not so good thing. And I realized that a part of what we're doing with this training and a part of what I'm doing in the world with my work is cutting those cords of attachment or fear and helping you to realize as a woman that you have that sacred masculine energy within you. And you don't have to work at a job that you hate or work for the man or whoever, you know, to make your way in the world, or even to rely off of a partner if that's what you're doing. You know, if that's your choice, then totally fine. But I think for a lot of us, we really want to be sovereign and we want to be self-sustainable. So to help and encourage all of us to realize, myself included, that the sacred masculine energy lives within us, and to help us to own and claim that it's okay and right for us to go into business, make money, be excited about that. Because we got the soul work. If you're watching, you probably got the soul work thing down. You're like, yeah, I really want to help and I really want to be authentic. So giving yourself permission to say, hey, and I can take care of myself too, and I can be the woman and the man inside of myself. And that's going to cut that cord of codependency. And imagine what the world would be like if all of these incredible women actually controlled their own finances and had money. Like, hello, talk about world healing and balance of the world. Like, you know, awakened women are fucking amazing. Imagine if we had, you know, had the money and we were controlling the money in the world. Well, we would be investing in like our kids' schools or education and gardens and like, just like, I don't know, lots of tea to drink. I don't know, just really good stuff. Probably lots more than that, but just like kind of think about that for a second. So let's get empowered and let's all empower ourselves together, because you have amazing soul gifts. Like, you have amazing soul gifts and they want to come through. I know they want to come through. I can feel it. You can feel it. So give yourself permission to just start doing it. Connecting with the divine feminine first, feeding the feminine first, as my mentor Eden says, and coming from a place where you realize it's all within you. And then when you go to share, you can actually just genuinely share from excitement, celebration, and a genuine desire to help, rather than needing to get and cling like a lot of the patriarchal models have guided us to. So Donna says, hello, hi love. Colette says, what quick advice do you have for an inexperienced person who would like to open a small holistic spa? Okay, I would sit on the meditation pillow, connect with the source of your own understanding, and ask, what would you have me do? I really would like to create this. What guidance would you have? Meditate deeply. For that, maybe you want to have a few different meditations. Then get out the pen, get out the paper, and then just map out, what steps do I need? This is my vision, so what are the steps that are going to lead me to there? And go from there and follow those steps that you downloaded, maybe through meditation. If it still feels really overwhelming for you, hire a mentor, work with a coach who's been there, who does essentially close to what you want to be doing, or has a similar vibe, and work with a coach. I'm investing in mentorship with 3 different women right now. Decent cost. Stoked on it. It's totally worth it, because when we work with people that have already activated the vibration that we want, it's a lot, they embody that frequency, and it's easier for us to kind of activate that within our fields as well. Hopefully that helps you, Colette. Jojo says, staying in my truth while bringing in an income. Yes, that's what I want. Thank you for offering this guidance. Karen says, definitely not wars. Yeah, I don't think the woman would be investing in wars. We'd be like, no. So that's why it's okay to own that we want, we're claiming that we're rich and abundant, because life is going to be so great when the women are controlling the money. And the sacred masculine, the men who are on the path, that's cool too. Okay, so much love, many blessings. I'm going to leave that with you. Hopefully you got your wheels turning. So again, mermaid-moon.com/divine to access that free 2-week course. Super excited about it. Totally free. Totally awesome. So much juice, and just so excited to meet you over there. So Colette says, thank you very much. Appreciate your advice. Okay, you're welcome. So sisters, I will see you on the other side, and please leave a comment below if you're catching this on the replay or somewhere else. Do you have any questions? I will definitely answer them and connect with you. Super stoked about that. Donna says, can't wait for it. Okay, cool. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so I leave you with that, and thanks for being awesome. And, let's just keep being awesome together. Why not? Namaste. Donna says, yeah.